The next destination? Up to you.
Clocking off, finally. Clocking off, finally.
It looks like the patients have surrounded Natasha. Let's hear what they're saying.
What are you saying, Doctor? The wonder medicine is out of supply?
Correct. That medicine is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Wildfire has cut off the supply chain. Your ailments need rational, scientific treatment. Relying on pseudo-medicines will only worsen your condition.
Rational and scientific, huh? The way I see it, you're just jealous you lost your patients.
How dare you speak to Dr. Natasha like that? Where are your manners?
Ma'am, please think for a moment. How can you still be siding with her? That wonder medicine was working fine for us, and now it's gone because she wants it to be? How can she?
I understand your anger, but as your doctor, I ask you to trust my judgment. I will find a way to access more medical resources and help you through your struggles. If I must, I'll get help from the surface.
The surface. I almost forgot that you were an overworld big shot.
Have some respect for Dr. Natasha.
If it's respect she wants, she better find a replacement for the wonder medicine fast. If not, I'll tell everyone about how she set up Dr. Vash. I'm out of here.
Oh, you're here. I apologize. That must have made for uncomfortable viewing. Don't let your emotions get the better of you. If I were in his shoes, I might well have had the same reaction. Now I need to focus on treating the patients and dispelling their doubts. Let's leave it for now. I'll feel a lot better once I've gotten rid of this mess that Vash left us. Now's as good a time as any to tell you Vash's whole story. If there's anything you want to know, don't hesitate to ask. No, but I used to think we were so close that we may as well have been. I actually grew up in the orphanage. It wasn't until I was adopted by an overworld family that life changed for me. My adoptive mother always saw me as her own flesh and blood, and Vash loved me like a sister. That is, while we were still young. My adoptive parents belonged to a prominent medical family. As kids, we were exposed to all kinds of medical texts. When we were older, both of us got straight into Belobog's medical school. We were on a path into the medical profession. He was gentle and introverted. But when it came to work, he could be absurdly obsessive, like a completely different person. Whenever I made a mistake in an experiment, he'd bite my head off. And then a while later, he'd apologize and comfort me. He was conflicted in that way. I didn't know he had leftover reagents in Rivet Town. I was shocked when you told me. If you fail to make a clean break with the past creeps up on you. That's a long story. Ever since he was little, Vash had always wanted to develop a medicine called blizzard immunity. He saw the human body's vulnerability to cold as a disease, and wanted to cure it so that humanity could survive the eternal freeze. If he succeeded, people would be able to leave Belobog and rebuild their homes in the snow plains. To be honest, I I never understood how he'd achieve that blizzard immunity. But I do admire that vision and perseverance. I always chose to believe him, ever since I was a kid. I knew his research in the overworld wasn't going well. I used to write to him and ask him to come down and stay with the kids in the orphanage for a while. I thought it might help take his mind off his research. But I was too young to know what long-term frustration could do to a person. It changed him in a terrible way. During his stay in the underworld, he met patients affected by fragmentum corrosion with mild symptoms. Compared with non-patients, their bodies reacted differently to hot and cold. And that fascinated Vash. He began to simulate mild fragmentum corrosion, thinking that it could lead to breakthroughs in developing blizzard immunity. Those reagents of his aren't cure-alls for critical illness. That doesn't exist. Vash made the reagents to mitigate the suffering of his patients in the short term. A convenient way for him to observe changes in his test subjects. But behind my back, he had been doling out the reagents to residents who were kept in the dark. When it finally struck me that something was wrong, his terrible research had already turned him into a madman. I trusted Vash with all my heart. Funny, isn't it? And pathetic. When his experiments were exposed, I spent a long time with Oleg discussing how to handle the aftermath. This was shortly before the underworld was sealed off. There were hardly any Silvermane guards remaining. We spent ages trying to find a way to handle Vash. In the end, Oleg suggested that we banish him and permanently deny him access to the underworld. Had his victims found out the truth, Vash would have been torn to pieces by furious underworlders. I was young and weak at the time. Oleg must have worried about how I'd react to such a scenario, or he wouldn't have suggested banishment. I hope so. The day I learned the truth was the day I no longer recognized my brother. Oleg and I took Vash to the overworld. He made his final request to us, to take him outside the city to the snow plains he'd always wanted to conquer. His figure gradually disappeared into the snow curtain. I've been telling myself that Vash is dead ever since. Forgive me. I'm not good at telling stories. Vash was a terrible brother and a worse doctor. That's all you need to know. Let's call it a day. Thank you for cleaning up the mess my brother left behind. Here, for your trouble.
You won't get away.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Let's wait and see.
Repay. There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder! Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Conflict is pitiless! Rules are made to be broken!
A moment's excitement, nothing more.
Here, this thunder! The dead return! Conflict is pitiless! Show no mercy! Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. The galaxy is vast beyond compare. Enemy ahead. No harm in trying. Enemy ahead. No harm in trying.
I commend you.
Let's wait and see.
Stay. Repay. A well-matched opponent. Conflict is pitiless. Stand down. I'll see you off.
Lance at the ready.
Follow my charge. Hear this thunder. Let's begin.
I'm on guard.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Time.
Show no mercy. Leave it to me. Let's settle this. Receive divinity.
Nice teamwork.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The
Dead return!
Lance ablaze. Lance!
Forward! Let's begin. You know nothing of the weight behind this. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Hear this thunder!
Lance at the ready.
The galaxy is vast beyond compare.
I commend you. When faced with an army,
A well-matched opponent. Conflict is pitiless. Leave it to me.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Trifling. Follow my
Lance
charge.
ablaze. Lance!
Forward! There's no time to lose. Hear this thunder!
time.
Show no mercy. Time for some hardship. You know nothing of the weight. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. I'll see you off.
I'm on guard.
Conflict is pitiless.
Battles are chess games. No two are alike. A few games of chess will while away the time.
You finally got some leisure time. Don't forget to grab some sleep when you're done wandering about.
This must be ancient. Is the Express crew still using it? Indeed it has. Phonographs. They use vinyl records, right? There's only a handful of folks on the space station who collect those things. I think they're more popular with the older crowd. I bet Gunn would know how to use them. Still, if I remember correctly, Gun only listens to audio tapes. Same as you guys, on terminals. Huh. What with them being so big and heavy, I used to wonder why anyone would ever buy a phonograph. Think I'm starting to get it now. It's hard to find the music you want on the streaming platforms managed by the IPC. Well, I, for one, had to subscribe to at least a dozen of them. It's not like they're expensive or anything. It's just a hassle to switch between them to find the song you like. With a phonograph, it's essentially just plug and play. Oh, it also scratches the itch to collect things, I guess.
Maybe if I change Peppy's diet, he won't shed so much. No, I wouldn't bring Peppy without letting you guys know first. You have a lot on your plate. I wouldn't want you to worry about having to take care of him. I knew there were no pets on the express, but I saw signs of shedding. That's when I realized that, maybe the conductor was having the same problem. That's why I wanted to get Pom Pom's advice. After I told Pom Pom about Peppy shedding, they shared some cooking tips that should help solve the problem. I'll start him on the new diet when I get back. Hope he isn't too picky. After I told Pom Pom about Peppy shedding, they shared some cooking tips. I'll start him on the new diet when I get back.
Oh, that thing is ancient. It's amazing you guys are still using it. Huh. It's hard to find them. It's not like they're...